I'm overwintering 100 pounds of carrots so that we have root vegetables to eat on all winter long from the garden. In this video, I'm going to explain to you what overwintering a vegetable is and how to do it with carrots. Let's jump into it. So it's currently mid-October here in Zone 7B here in Arkansas. Our days are getting short very quickly and the nights are getting colder. And we are planning on overwintering this whole bed of carrots that we have here so that we have carrots to eat on all winter. Now let's first just talk about what overwintering is. And essentially overwintering is where you're leaving a root vegetable in the ground over the winter. That's really all it comes down to. Instead of harvesting all of these carrots and putting them up in storage, we're going to overwinter them, and that just means we're going to leave them growing in the ground. And the way that works is when wintertime hits, these carrots aren't going to grow anymore. When we get a hard freeze, if these were out in the field, the tops would actually die off, but the carrots would still be in the ground. Now the really cool part about growing carrots or overwintering carrots is that when you get those frost and those freezes, the sugars actually compound in carrots. So the carrots are actually going to get sweeter, more succulent. And the one thing I love about overwintering carrots is you've got active storage in the ground. We don't have to harvest all of these carrots and put them up in storage and have a place to store them because we've got the active storage in the ground. Now, these are in a greenhouse, and so they will be a little bit more protected than they are out in the field. But if you're in a climate to where your ground doesn't freeze solid, like if you're really far north and you know the top 6 inches of your soil gets rock solid, then overwintering may not be the best route for you. But if you're in a more mild climate like we are, you can overwinter the carrots even out in the field. And so you can just come out here in the middle of December, January, February, and you've got active, fresh produce to feed you and your family. Now, one of the keys to overwintering carrots is you actually do need to get those carrots planted generally in the August time frame, because you need to get your carrots to maturity before the days get really short and cold, because obviously when you don't have a lot of sunlight and the temperatures are cooler, your carrots aren't going to grow very quickly. So you have to have a big enough window at the end of your growing season or the second half of your growing season to get these root vegetables to maturity before the days get really cold and short. So these carrots are getting pretty close to maturity here. We've got one that looks a little gnarly there. They're not super big, but we've still got some more time for these carrots to get a little bit bigger. So it's pretty simple. Come out in the middle of winter, get some fresh carrots. You can do this with other root vegetables as well. We're going to be doing it with radishes. You can do it with turnips. You can do it with beets. You got a lot of different options. But the reality is root vegetables are one of my favorite crops to overwinter. And if you found this content helpful, y'all hit that like and subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.